So we're back, part 2 of this build. So as always, if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing, giving a thumbs up, and if you're a returning viewer, consider also giving a thumbs up. Let's crack on with part 2 of this remote engine start and build. Okay, so I'm ready now to build the second half of this system using secondary parts, because when you build it on the breadboard, on your practice board, you always have double of everything, so when it comes to building it you haven't got to touch the original. So I've got the first part built. I'm going to now finish off some of the first part and I'm going to start on the second part. I'm not going to talk, I'm just going to crack on with it so you can see the process. As you can see, I've put this transistor in. I'm going to turn it over and solder it into place. Before I do that, I'm just going to tuck it down a bit, hold it in place and bend the pins ever so slightly, just enough to hold it into place. Now what you do is you can bend these legs up slightly, look, and cut them off. Okay, so I've put the next A button, the set line 1K resistor in. We'll flip it over and solder here and here where I've put it through.
Slide them back.
Cut them off. And you do this with the rest of the circuit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to speed up the footage of me doing this so you can see me doing it. Okay, so I've got my next transistor. The base pin, the middle one, is for the 1K resistor. This one is your emitter, which is a ground pin. Okay, and this one's your collector pin. Using some wire, you make the bridge wires. This is the reset line. Coming from the collector pin. That's the first wire into place. I'm not soldering this one in yet because I've got to work out positioning of everything, and then I'll attach it when I get around to it. Okay, so now we've got the A line coming in, the reset line there. This is the first transistor on the set line, which is the A line. So we need to get a ground to this side, and we need on this side. We need to be running a 10K resistor, which is, okay, so this blue line needs to go to the base pin on this transistor. Put it over. Don't know if you can see this. Put it over directly. Okay, I've probably soldered over the hole. So you pull it over, just like that. Okay, so on the collector pin, just above it, you want to put a 10k resistor. So I've got my 10k resistor. Put it in like so. Flip it over. Slightly bend the legs so it holds it in. And again, solder it back into place. And that's your first 10k one. Okay, so the next part you want to put in is you want to put in a rectifier. They look like this. The silver line indicates negative. So you stick that above the 10k here across to the power line here. So it should go in somewhere like this. Like so. Next bit is the 4k resistor. Let's just grab one now. Okay, I've got the 4k one. I've got the legs ready. Where I need to put it is one side on the 12 volt and one side next to this transistor here, because in a minute I will put another transistor across the top here, and this leg will come in line with that transistor that sits just here. So I'm going to solder these into place now. So now we need to put another transistor. Like so. That's another part in. Next, I'm going to need another 10k resistor here that goes across to here. I'll just try and see as I check with the camera so you make sure you can see. So another 10k needs to go there to there. So just in line with that 4k and just in line. And it was at this point I realised that I hadn't been recording the whole process. I missed quite a bit of it, but luckily I recorded the last section of it. So I can't help but apologise, but the build is pretty simple. Everything's in the description you need to know. And again, I'm sorry. Okay, so I've got the rest of the circuit in. I've put in a 12 volt power line and a ground line, and that is a completed circuit. Next is to do the relays. These two relays are accessory 1 and accessory 2. As you can see, the blue lines are the coil lines, and what I've done from each one, from this one and this one, I've tapped straight into the one line. So all you've got is this one and this one, and then you can tap into, if I can get a clear enough shot, one here, focus, So you want one blue line to go here, and the other one, you can just see the hole there, and then the power line in the middle, 12 volt, this one and this one, I've done the same look as you can see, and that will tap into one of these holes here because that's a 12 volt. Then the green wires, as you can see, I've extended them, they come out and they tap into the accessory wires on the car. Okay, so the first relay I'm going to put in here will be the starter wire. You can see this is the blue wires of the coil. This is your 12 volt red one, and this is your signal wire. This one will run to the crank wire, start wire, ignition wire on the car. So I'm going to stick that down in place on here, and the blue wires, excuse all this, the blue wires will tap into one here on the rectifier, and then the 12 volt will go here. So I'm going to crack on and do that now and then show you. Use a bit of hot glue to hold these onto the board. Then so the blue one goes in there. So that's how you wire the blue ones in. I'll flip this over, I'm going to solder it. So that's where the blue ones go, and the red one will come to a 12 volt line over here like that. I'm going to solder them in. Now you've called that, you've seen how I solder these stuff in now. Okay, there you have the first relay. Let me get this one in place. Power, coil, signal wire. I'll show you this working in a minute. I'm going to get the other two relays soldered in. So the other two relays will sit adjacent to that, stuck down with some hot glue. Okay, so with all the relays soldered in place, I've heated up my hot glue gun, and I'm going to just stick a couple of blobs of glue on the side of them to hold them into place. Okay, so I've heated up my hot glue gun here. As you can see, I'm going to do some hot glue in. Just going to stick a dollop all the way along there. Oh, sorry for that. And then just stick them down. Hold them down for a couple of seconds till it sets. Like that. And then there it is. I'm going to set this all up and show you it working. Okay, so here it all is. Everything's in place. This strip of LEDs is going to act as my starter motor for the starter wire, and these two here and here are your accessories, instrument cluster, radio and all stuff like that, fuel pump. Okay, so here's the remote. Now the plan is I'm going to push A button and everything will power up, and this one will go off because it potentially is your starter. And these two will stay on because they're your accessory wires. So that means your radio will stay on, your fuel pump and everything will stay on. And then when you're done, when the car's running, you want to turn it off, just push the B button. And that's it. I'm going to run out to the car now, plug it all in and show you it working on the car. So to bypass the immobilizer, the ring that's behind here from the key, if you've got a second chip, like from the second key, you get the chip out, get the immobilizer ring away from it, disconnect it, and as you can see here, the chip is just behind here, and I've taped it up. I'm not going to show you where I hide this, because, you know, but you can hide it anywhere under the dash. And that's how you bypass the immobilizer. Okay, so it's all wired in down here. I have the remote in my hand. Red light shows it's receiving a signal. So let's go for it, shall we? it just shows it works. There's no keys in the ignition. One more time for luck. So that's how you bypass your immobilizer and set this thing up. If you've got a second key with a chip in it, do the same sort of thing and hide the immobilizer ring anywhere from the dash. However, I am working with someone on making like a little box. You put the key in and you can tap the wires into it and it'll do the same job. So it just bypass your immobilizer that way. There are systems out there that work on the same principle of that. So if you like the video, hit the like button, and if you're a new viewer, consider hitting the subscribe button, giving a thumbs up, and if you're a returning viewer and you like this, also hit the thumbs up. Leave comments on ways you will do this. This will be up for sale soon. It's taken months of work to get this working, and that's it. So the install guide is pretty simple. In the description there'll be a link on how to tap into what wires, and so forth. So I hope you like it. Cheers for watching, take care. Also, one quick thing, remember I've got Patreon, so if you find any of my videos useful and you want to buy me a cup of coffee, just head over to the Patreon page and donate a couple of quid every month and it'll buy me a cup of coffee. You don't have to, there's no need for it. It's just a way of saying thanks to me for what I do. The videos will still come free. So yeah, on Patreon you will get behind the scenes footage, some photos, some added bonuses, you know, like what I'm up to next, what's coming, etc, etc. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. I'm going to leave it there. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.